Iran has named its next leader, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei, son of recently killed Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Joining us now to discuss is Iranian-American businessman Bijan Kian, president of the Institute for Voices of Liberty. So, Bijan, good afternoon to you. Now, President Trump says he needs to be personally involved in the selection process of Iran's new leader, and the administration has also told the people of Iran to take back their country. So talk to us about this. What should be the process then of selecting a new leader, and what is the dynamics between the U.S. and the people of Iran?
Well, it's good to be with you and your viewers. I believe we need to take a step back and take a different look at what's before us. We're talking about the mechanism to name the future leader of a country, where the government currently in place and the people have a sea of blood between them. And the candidate, we're looking at the possibility that the son of the Ayatollah, Mojtaba, is going to be named the next leader in a country where 80% or more of the people have said it time after time that they don't want this regime. They've actually paid with their lives. Tens of thousands of Iranians have been murdered, brutally murdered, massacred by this government. So to look at this and say, oh, we're gonna see a new leader and things are gonna normalize, it's impossible. This is not something that can happen. So it's theoretical in terms of what they want to do, but it is not practical. It is not foreseeable that after 37 years of rule by his father, that the son would be able to continue, perhaps for another 37 days, but this is something that's not going to happen. President Trump has hinted to the fact that, layer by layer, he is planning to decapitate. So the life of a new leader would be very short. The basis for it is flawed. People will never make up with this government. So what's left is how the people of Iran are positioned to take back the country. When I say the people of Iran, I'm not separating the military from the regular people. There are people too. They're under a lot of pressure. And when 80% of the public doesn't want this regime, I think it's reasonable to understand that 80% includes the military, those in uniform. And it's really evidenced by the fact that they have no control. Look at their reaction. It is just crazy, silly reaction, attacking 12 or more countries in the region, in complicating the situation even further with their neighbors. So this government has a difficulty, a challenge that is not going to be solved one way or another. This government is doomed to change drastically, not small changes, but structural changes to the entire setup of the government. And that's what President Trump wants to do. So yes, he says, I need to be involved. Because the objectives of this military operation cannot be considered completed without, for example, getting hold of the 400 kilograms of enriched uranium. It may not be able to be accomplished without deploying ground forces. And these are all the considerations that end up with, again, how are they going to elect a new leader in these circumstances? Very difficult. Change is inevitable, unavoidable, and the Islamic Republic, as we knew it, I believe, is dead. Is dead completely. No credibility, no possibility of return to the previous safer position for this government.
Okay, so Bijan, can I just ask you how you see this war coming to a conclusion? You said earlier President Trump wants to decapitate this regime, this Iranian regime. So I'm inferring from that, perhaps you think the end of the war means the complete destruction of the regime, or is it something else?
Well, the regime, when you talk about the regime, it's not just how many guns they have, how many killers they have. It's a matter of sustainability of that approach. The regime has no practical, reasonable scenario for surviving the power. They may survive, some elements would continue to kill people. This is what we see. And there are some other issues involved. For 47 years, the oligarchs have been just milking the economy in absolutely illegal ways and illicit ways. So they worry about their money. They want to keep this money. They'll spend as much of it as they can to continue. So how long is this military operation going to continue? Until the United States will reach its objectives. Now we're on the 9th day, and we have a number of days left in the 4 to 5 weeks time frame. Now, traditionally, knowing President Trump and his administration, anybody in such a military operation doesn't want to announce a date for the end of such an operation, because it signals weakness that, we've calculated that it could be regulatory, we have to go to Congress. All those issues makes it safer not to announce an end date when you're in this complex situation in the military operation. But President Trump has said 4 to 5 weeks, and we have, just maybe 25% of that time frame spent, and 75% of it is in place. So we could say that President Trump may make a statement that says mission accomplished after 4 weeks or so. But again, I have to emphasize, there is nothing of Islamic Republic as we know it is left after this operation for 2 reasons: military devastation of their defense capabilities, and a public that is determined to topple them. It will happen. The people of Iran are going to be victorious in this. The war will end when a major change takes place. One word in what President Trump says is probably the best clue. He is seeking for a permanent solution, not a Band-Aid, not just lip service. It's not what he's looking for. He's looking for a permanent solution. So we can all, use theories as to what a permanent solution looks like. But we got to remember, there is a very, very strong indication that many in uniform today in armed forces have come to the conclusion that this government cannot survive. They are already thinking about their future, if they're going to have a job, if they're going to live, basically. As the military operation is continuing, they have to make a choice. Are they going to put down weapons and say, let's join the people and make whatever statements they need to make to bring this to an end?
Right.
President Trump wants a complete surrender, and he's going to get it.
Okay, so then let me ask you this. What's going to happen to the Iranian proxies after the regime is gone? Does it necessarily mean the proxies are gone as well?
Well, you got to look at each group individually and assess where they stand. So Hamas is almost dead. I don't think we need to worry about a revival of Hamas. Now, some elements will continue, but they're out of fuel, basically. They're done. Hezbollah, I believe, is entrenched, and it will continue in some ways, but I have to look at it practically. None of the Hezbollah that we knew as Hezbollah will be revived. Impossible. Now, the other branches, like the Kataib Hezbollah in Iraq, they will continue in some ways, but again, they're out of fuel too. And, these proxies did not have any love for the Islamic Republic. It was a purely commercial transaction. They're paid killers. The other groups like Hashd al-Sha'bi and others, in Iraq are being paid by the oligarchs that we talked about earlier to bring them in to kill Iranian people. But I don't believe that relationship is working for the Iranians, for the Islamic Republic leaders in Iran. So the proxies, it's hard to say they're dead, but it's very, very practical to say they are not what they used to be. They're out of commission. I can say that with confidence.
Okay, Bijan, let's just leave it there for today. I really enjoyed hearing your perspective, and I'm sure our viewers did as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good to be with you.